So up to last class, what we discussed, I hope everybody is clear in that, right? So no questions, no doubt. So if anybody have any questions in lathe, maybe you can ask me. Otherwise, we can move for today's lecture. So one small portion is left out. So that is tool layout. So what is meant by tool layout? So normally tool layout is required for lathe, automatic lathes, or maybe turret and capstan lathe. This is required. So tool layout is nothing but, if you see in this picture, so you can see this is what is this? You can see this hexagonal portion. Can anybody can tell me? So what is this hexagonal portion? Last class we discussed about this hexagonal portion. Can anybody tell me what is this portion? So we discussed about some hexagonal last class, right? So this is nothing but, this is the turret. So you see, this is headstock is clearly mentioned. So this is headstock, and workpiece is this is a workpiece. So this is a check. So in this check, workpiece is mounted. So other side of headstock, normally we used to have tailstock on the lathe, right? But last class we have seen in turret, capstan lathe, or maybe in automatic lathe, what we have done, we replaced this tailstock with this kind of turret, hexagonal turret. So in the hexagonal, or maybe in sometime pentagonal, or maybe sometime octagonal turrets also will be there. So in this turret, what happened? We having, you see in hexagonal, we having a 6. Actually, this is top view of the lathe. So this having if you take in perpendicular to this screen, you have one more length is there. So this actually a hexagonal block. So in this block, 6 sides are there. So each side is a surface. So in each side, we are mounting one tool. So in previous lathe, what used to have, we used to have at tailstock. So in normally center lathe or maybe engine lathe, on tailstock normally we used to fit a center, and that center is supporting the workpiece. One side workpiece is mounted on the check, and other side workpiece is supported by this center, which is mounted on the tailstock for very long workpieces. But if it is a short workpieces, tailstock is not required. So now what had they done in scientists in capstan and turret lathe, they replace the tailstock with a turret. This kind of hexagonal turret we replaced. So what is the advantages by replacing this? So in this turret, every surface they're mounting one kind of different kind of tools they mounted. So just you see. So as here, maybe you see in last class, there is some rotational mechanism is there. So on this, maybe you can see this kind of, maybe you have some kind of attachment you see. By rotating this, a kind of wheel is there, a kind of steering. Maybe in car, we used to have steering, right? So the similar kind of steering we have seen, right? This kind of things are there. So by holding this can be rotate. So this when you're rotating this, so these surfaces, this is moving. If you rotate by one, so from here, if you rotate one, so this will move. So this will rotate like this. And initially, this whatever the tool is there, so this is machining. So once you rotate this, so this will move this side, and this surface is come this side, and this surface, whatever the surface is there, that surface come here. So this, whatever the cutting tool is there, this process will be over, and after that, this work tool, whatever is there, that will start cutting the material, start removing the material, or performing the operation, right? So like this, once this operation also is over, so then what you used to do, again you to rotate it. Then this, whatever the tool is there on this surface, this will come forward and machine this workpiece. So in this turret lathe, whatever the peculiarity is there in turret lathe or maybe in automatic lathe, so by rotating this, you can have the different kind of cutting tools coming and doing this operation. The tool layout means just keeping these tools in a sequence. So which operation has to perform first? That tool is coming in this phase. Next, what operation is required? That is coming on this surface. After that, whatever the operation is coming, that is coming in this surface. For example, if you give the numbering, just assume this is the number 1. So means first surface. So on this, whatever the cutting tool is there, so that is doing first. And here we having a 2. So means after once this operation is over, then this cutting tool is coming and doing its process, maybe removing the material, making a hole. Similarly, third, 3. Maybe see here, this is a typical drill, right? So once you've done this one, so then this cutting tool, when it is coming, it is drilling the hole in this workpiece. Similarly, this is 4. So whatever the operation, this is maybe parting tool. So this is maybe reaming tools. What are the tools are there? One after other, it will coming. So this sequence of tooling, which we are keeping on the turret or we are keeping in the automated lathe, is called as the tool layout. So tool layout shows the sequence in which tools are to be used and type of tools are required. So on which is tool layout nothing but it's a sequence of tools which you are using in our automatic lathe. So with, I told you in last class, in automated lathe or even in a turret and capstan lathe also, for every process or every operation, we don't need to stop the machine. So machine will continue its operations, right? So one after the, because everything is mounted on this turret, so one after other. But just you need to, if it is a capstan lathe, just manually you need to rotate this turret, right? Whatever the turret is there, so this turret you need to manually rotate. If it's an automatic lathe, so that rotation also is done by lathe only, right? So once this operation is over, then immediately after that particular time, this automatically it will rotate it. So after rotating, so before rotating, what happened is whatever the cutting tool is withdraw from this position, it's come back and this will be rotate and this will move forward. So this cutting tool is move forward and start machining. Right? This process, this kind of sequence of tools mounting on this work on the lathe is called as the tool layout. So tool layout is nothing but sequence of operation. So as per the sequence of operation, we need to mount the cutting tools on the turret as well as on your tool post. So even we have seen last class, tool post also replaced with the four square turret, right? So here this is in tailstock. Even under tool post is coming somewhere about here, right? So here also previously normally central lathe we used to have only one cutting tool, but here we used to have 4 cutting tools can be mounted on the tool post. One is like this, maybe one is like this they can keep it the cutting tool. So as whenever is cutting, so this cutting tool is coming in contacting with that and doing, and same mechanism, whatever the mechanism is there, this also may same mechanism. Once it is this tool post is going back and it is turning by 90 degrees. When turning 90 degrees, initially it is there. So when turning is 90 degrees, so whatever the tool mounted on this plane, this surface, that will come forward. So like this in this here 4 and here 6. So total 10 operations can be performed on machine without any stoppage of the machine. So 10 operation can be performed on the workpiece without stopping of the machine, right? So in this productivity increases, even also in automatic lathe. So even that removing and inserting the workpiece also is done automatic only. So once operation is performed, so this automatically it is come out, it is removed from here. Maybe you have some separate linkages are there. So with that linkage, it can hold this workpiece, it can remove from this, and the new workpiece automatically feed into this one. So that will happen in automated machine. Normally tool layouts are one of the important factor or one of the important aspect in any factory where machining is performing. The tool layout for a job constitute the path. So constitute the predetermined plan for machining operation of a particular component. So in that any particular component, what kind of operations has to be performed and which sequence operations has to perform, that has to be predetermined. So predetermined means before itself you need to plan as an engineer. When you're deciding to manufacture a component, so in that during that phase itself you're deciding so which operation has to be performed first and in which sequence it has to follow. So that has to be decided, and based upon that sequence your tool layout has to be there. So accordingly you need to keep your tools on this. For example, you need to manufacture a small bolt, right? So initially what you need to do, initially a plane turning. So maybe next slide, maybe you can see this. So maybe you can come next slide. So this is a typical tool layout you see here. So this is a typical bolt, whatever the bolt you are manufacture, right? Whatever the bolt we are seeing. So typical bolt. So this is a typical drawing which is given by a designer, right? So an engineer when he designed, so he wants this kind of bolt has to be manufactured. So in this bolt, whatever is there, so this is the head portion, so in the holding, and this is you can say it as a body or nothing but shank, and this is the threading portion, right? So this operation, maybe you can take a workpiece of the particular diameter. So in this is 28 mm diameter. So just you need to have a raw material of 30 mm diameter because we need to make some kind of finishing as to done. So 30 mm diameter, and how much length is there? So length is somewhere about 30 plus 20, 50 plus 15, right? So how much? 65 mm is required. So maybe 5 mm more you can keep it here. So maybe somewhere about 70 mm rod, 70 mm length and 30 mm diameter rod if you take, you can make this bolt. So this bolt how we used to make? So once is inserted into the chuck, so this operation is one after other is completely performed. You can see here. So this is a tool post. So for a square turret, the tool post is nothing but here replaced with the square turret. So 4 different size planes are there. So each plane you having a different cutting tool. Similarly, this is your tailstock. So tailstock is replaced with the turret. So in the turret you having a hexagonal turret. So 6 different kinds of tools are there. So whatever the operations you need to perform, so as per the sequence of operation, these tools are performing. For example, if we say, so maybe just I'm drawing one image here. This is nothing but what are the raw material we have, right? So we need to manufacture a bolt of how much diameter? So diameter of the bolt diameter is 20 mm. 20 mm bolt diameter, and in that you need to have a threading. Threading may be given here as M16 thread has to be made on that 20 mm diameter, right? So this is the typical raw material whatever you have. So this you need to insert into a check, right? Into a check. So this actually whenever taking machining, normally the length of the workpiece has to be little more, so that it need to have some portion to be grip in the check, right? So maybe this you assume it at 10 mm. So 10 mm you're gripped on this, and this is something about 70 mm workpiece is there. So initially you taken 70 mm, and then diameter is something about 30 mm. So from this workpiece you need to manufacture a bolt, which is you can see it in this direction. So this has to convert into this one, right? This is only production, right? What is the production? Converting raw material into the finished good. That is called production. So this is also one of the production process. So this is the raw material which are given to you, right? 70 plus 10, 80 mm rod is given to you, 80 mm and 30 mm diameter. So 80 mm long and 30 mm length is given to you. So from this you need to make a hexagonal bolt or nothing but a square bolt, whatever you can see in this. So in this picture, whatever the picture you're seeing one. So how you need to do it? So this just simply you can insert into the workpiece, right? Insert the workpiece has to insert into the check. So check is holding. When you start the machine, so this is start rotating, right? So because only this is 70 mm, so for this is a short workpiece, so we not need any kind of tailstock. We not require second support. So the tailstock is replaced with turret, right? So this turret it is replaced. So now what need to do, in which operation, which sequence it has to perform, so that as an engineer, as a designer, you need to decide, right? So initially itself you're decided. So what kind of things you need to make, right? So initially what you need to do? Initially you need to do the plane turning, right? So plane turning operation, you see here plane turning is there. So this whatever the tool is there, you see. So this is nothing but using for plane turning. So plane turning, so mean initially whatever the 30 mm is there, you need to reduce to the 28 mm. So entire workpiece you reduce to 28 mm. So perform by one tool, right? So for first tool is perform that one. After that, what we need to do? So then this portion remaining, you need to leave the 15 mm because this is the head portion for holding, and remaining portion 30 plus 20. So this 50 mm diameter, you need to 50 mm length of the workpiece, you need to reduce it to 20 mm diameter. So what need to do? So you need to after finishing this one, so say, removing 15 mm, then remaining portion what need to do? Reduce to the 20 mm, right? So you need to reduce it to the 20 mm diameter. So there is a sequence of operation which you are performing. So just here maybe you reduce it. So you reduce it, and this and remaining portion you are cutting it to the this much particular size. That is you are making in 20 mm, right? So this size you are making. So after that, once you made that one, so next one, second one, what you need to do? You need to make a threading on this. But before threading, what happened? Because threading, you need to have some different tool. So you need to have some other tool is there. So this tool maybe is a threading tool. So once this plane turning is over, plane turning of entire portion, also this portion, then what you need to do? Immediately you need to rotate this. When it is rotate, so this will rotate it, and this tool is coming this direction, and this tool is coming forward. So this tool is ready for machining to making a thread on this. But normally threading is involving high forces. So in that case, what you need to have? You need to have a kind of, even though it is a small workpiece, but still you need to have a support. So in that, what you're doing here, one drill is there, right? So immediately after, once this is over, so then this portion, whatever is there, this is coming forward to here, and this is making a hole in this. The small hole is making. So one hole is made in this. Then what happened? You need to have a support. So here maybe you can have you have a center. So this is actually not a cutting tool. It is only center which is supporting to the workpiece. So this workpiece, this whatever the things is going back, and this will come forward, and this is holding with this. So this is the fourth operation, holding and it's rotating. So in that rotation, whatever the tool is there, so this threading portion is already coming here. So this is start making a threads. So thread cutting operation is given. So during thread cutting, so simultaneously you are feeding as well as your the rotation. The feed is directly synchronized with the rotation of your workpiece. So these things has done because this is automatic machine, automatic lathe, right? All sequence of operation is continuously performed without any stoppage, and in a few minutes your product will be ready. Same product if you want to make on the central lathe, engine lathe, whichever is there in our college. So in that, this kind of bolt is required to make it minimum 2 to 3 classes required for you, right? So even if you're not 2 to 3 classes, if a skilled operator, even if your instructor is doing, it will take maybe 1 hour to 2 hour time is required for him to make this kind of, from this raw material to this material. But because this everything is given automated, so within 1 to 2 minutes, so just within the 1 to 2 minutes, what I'm telling you, so within 1 to 2 minutes, you made one bolt by using this using proper tool layout and an automated machine. So this, whatever the sequence of operation you are giving, so that is called as a tool layout. right? So schematic showing here in this, the type of configuration of a typical tool layout for a particular job being machined in a single spindle automatic lathe. So in this, if you see, so maybe I'm erasing all these things. So because work is ready now, just you assume. So from the raw material, whatever you have, from that you made this bolt. So in that you see here some kind of numbering is given. So when you're designing, so when you're designing anything, you need to design the process also, how to manufacture, which kind of sequence it has to follow. You see here, so numbering is given. So this is numbering on this, and this is numbering on this. So on this numbering, as per the number, whatever the number is there, so as per that your operation is proceeding. So first is nothing but you're holding, because even though it is a smaller workpiece, but even you having a center on this. So first one, so is giving it some kind of support. So one. Second operation, nothing but making a planing. So it's nothing but once you given this, so what is done? The second operation is giving like this. Maybe you can see some kind of sequence of numbering is given. 1, 2, 3. 3 is here and also 3 is here. So means this is, you can do the facing parallel. You can do it facing by this one and plane turning by this tool. So even sequencing also can be possible on this. So tool layout. So one after other, whatever the sequence you are giving. Third one. Then where is the fourth one? Fourth one is nothing but here. So once your facing is done, so this is a threading operation. So then after that you need to go for threading. So threading 4. Then which is the 5? 5 is one more. This one. This is nothing but to finishing this face. 5. Then 6. So 6 at the end, because normally what happened in bolts, we used to have it through inside. You need to have some kind of holes also. So hole we need to provide it for lubrication or for increasing the strength of this material, especially for flexural strength. Maybe in mechanics of solids, maybe you studied a tool, a bolt, or anything which having a hole in this is more stronger in bending than a solid bolt, a solid cross section. So for that, what you need to have, you need to make a hole also. So for that, drilling is there. So like that, so whatever the numbering is there, so as per the number, your sequence of operation is there. So this kind of sequence of operation is called as the tool layout. So next slide, maybe you can see detail about tool layout. Maybe this thing, maybe you can note down. So a predetermined plan for order and method of machining operation necessary to produce it. So whatever the tool or manufacturing process or machining you are planning, so that is given by this tool layout. So following steps are recommended for a layout of an automated lathe. So for example, in automated lathe, these sequence of operations are involving. So almost 10 sequences, step-by-step processes is involving. First one is you need to choose the best available machine, right? First you need to choose the machine, because when you're planning for manufacturing, you have in factory or maybe in shop floor, you having a number of machines are there. So in that, which machine is doing for which operation, means which machine you need to manufacture bolts and which machine is manufacturing other component. That thing, first you need to choose the best available machine, taking into consideration so availability as well as economical manufacturing of the component. So where you can manufacture fastly. So what production rate you need to manufacture, how much price of the product. So based upon that, you need to choose your machine. So means based upon the accuracy, you need to choose the machine. What are the best available machine? Then determine the sequence of operations. So this sequence of operation is nothing but you based upon that you're deciding which tool has to mount on which surface and which side, whether it's mounted on the tool post or mounted on the turret. So choose the available standard tooling of as far as possible. Once your sequence of operation, then available tools you need to select it. Then decide on any possible design of special tooling if needed. So if you're having a special component you're manufacturing, so then you need to have some kind of special tooling is required. Right? If that special tooling is required, you need to decide and you need to buy from the market. Otherwise, you can manufacture. You can give the order to manufacture those tools. So special tools. So based on the machining capability and surface finish desired. So decide the cutting process. So parameter for each of the tool to be used. In case of heavy jobs, the available spindle power of the machine may be verified. So if it is a big workpieces you need to manufacture, you need to make sure whatever the machine you are using, that has to be withstand that force. So check the movement of each of the tool. Once your tools are you're fixed, so you need to decide how much feed has to give, how much depth of cut has to give by this particular tool. So those parameter has to be set. So arrange for any overlap of operations. So even sometimes two operations is done simultaneously. In previous slides, maybe you've seen facing as well as the plane turning is done simultaneously. Facing is done by the tool which is mounted on turret, and for plane turning is performed by the tool which is mounted on tool post, right? Sequence of operations also can be performed. So compute the processing time, including idle time, and from the number of revolution needed for each operation. So before manufacturing itself, you need to calculate how much time is required to each operation. So for in cumulating of each operation, you can calculate how much time is required to manufacture the particular product. So calculate the spacing required on the cam periphery. So how much means if you whatever the things you're manufacturing, in that how much spacing and how much designing parameters are required on the workpiece, that has to be decided. So draw the tool layout and cam details while verifying all the tool movements and clearances. So before going for actual manufacturing, you need to give everything, you need to be document, and everything you need to be draw, so that so these things, whatever the designer is designing, so deciding, so that has to communicate to the shop floor worker. So these are the typical 10 steps are involving for effectively utilization of tools and proper manufacturing on a automated lathe. So this is an example is given to manufacture a cam. That's why this cam, these all details are coming. So manufacturing a cam, maybe you are aware about cam have a typical shape. It don't have a particular shape. It's not having a regular shape. It's having a typical shape. The typical shape of cam on an automated lathe, how to manufacture, those sequences given here. So forget about cam, but any component if you want to make, so these kind of sequence, these 10 sequences you need to follow. So everybody can note down this now. So this whatever the things are there. So in this slide, note down. Otherwise, at least take a screenshot. So I'm giving 1 minute time for take a screenshot. If anybody want to note down, tell me so that I can give you more time.
Sir, we will note down.
Yeah, note down. Note down then.
सर वो जो आप बोल्ट का बोले सर.
Okay. I'm going for next slide. Now it's coming to be some specifications, right? So some specifications we need to measure it. So machining calculations. अभी तक calculation नहीं देख रहे थे. So what we are seeing till now is we are seeing about a different kind of operation, description of lathe, different operation, holding mechanism, tool layout, all these things. We're not looking for the problem. Now we are coming for the problems. So numerical problems also may come in lathe. So in that basically whatever the parameters we have seen. So basically 3 parameters are there for any machining. So we discussed in previous chapter, right? So on metal cutting. So similar in the lathe also one of the metal cutting process. So in here also we having a 3 different operations, 3 different kind of specifications is required. One is speed, feed, and depth of cut. So all these 3 will be here. So speed is nothing but here spindle speed. So speed at which your jaw or nothing but your spindle is rotating. So that is called as a spindle speed. Spindle speed can be called as a V, cutting speed, and also its number of rotation. So how many number of rotation that your spindle or your foot jaw check is rotating in one unit time, in minute or in second. So that is represented by N. So N is nothing but revolutions. So how many rotation the spindle is making, and V is nothing but cutting speed. So cutting speed is nothing but so linear speed. So when it's rotating, so even though it is rotating at particular RPM, but it needs to have some angle, some linear speed will be there, right, at the surface. So that linear speed is nothing but your cutting speed. So then D naught is nothing but outer diameter. So diameter of the workpiece when you keep the workpiece on in the check. So whatever the initial diameter, that is given as D naught. So then feed rate. Feed is nothing but at which parallel to your axis, whatever you are moving your carriage or nothing but your tool post, that is nothing but your feed. So here feed is given in the feet per revolution. So in one revolution of the headstock, one revolution of your workpiece, so how much tool is moving laterally is called as a feet per revolution. And also feet per minute also it will give. So feet per unit time means in unit time. So at which speed your this carriage or maybe your tool post is moving, right? So feet per revolution. So in this first we can see the spindle speed. So normally spindle speed can calculated by this formula. So I think you already popularly in physics, in mathematics, number of times you are calculating speed, the velocity of a circular body. So velocity of a circular body nothing but V. So if you know the circular cutting speed, so if you want to, you can find the number of revolution, how many number of revolution workpiece is making in unit time, and nothing but in minute it is giving. If you know the diameter of the workpiece, so V by pi D naught, it will give you the N. If you know N, if you want to calculate it V, just you need to drop pi D N, right? So pi D N will give you the velocity in minute. If you want to calculate it in second, but you need to put it divided by 60. So pi D N by 60 will give you the velocity in second. So pi D N will give the velocity in minutes. So if N is RPM, So revolutions per minute. If velocity you know, so you can find the RPM also. N equal to V by pi d naught. So this is the equation. Everybody note down these equations. So similarly, feed rate. So normally in the question, feed can be given in terms of feed per revolution or feed per minute. If for feed per revolution, if it is into given, so this feed per revolution into multiply with number of turns in a unit time. So N, if you multiply with this, then you are getting feed per minute, because this is revolutions per minute it is there. So revolutions per minute N, and feed is nothing but feed per revolution. So number of revolution into feed per revolution will give you the feed per unit time. So here maybe it is giving mm per minute. So how much lateral direction that your cutting tool is moving. So then third one is the depth of cut. So depth of cut I told you. So lateral, how much workpiece is penetrated into the workpiece. So in that, whatever the d naught is there is nothing but outer diameter. So outer diameter. And df, once after your machining, so you remove some material from the surface, your diameter is decreasing. So that decreased diameter is nothing but considering as a final diameter. So depth of cut we are calculated by d naught by df is nothing but initial diameter minus final diameter divided by 2. So that is giving is mm per pass. So assume that, so this is for single pass. So one pass in the workpiece, your tool is moving from one end of the workpiece to the other end of the workpiece. So for that, all this is applicable only for that. So some cases what happened is one pass is not possible. You need to go for 2 passes or maybe 3 passes. You're having a big workpiece is there, so that want to reduce it will take more passes. Then you need to multiply this these things. This depth of cut you need to multiply with that n. But normally what we used to calculate depth of cut we are calculating per one revolution only. From once you are cutting, moving from one end of the workpiece to the other end of the workpiece. Right? So depth of cut is d naught minus df by 2. So these are the 3 more important parameters for any cutting process. So in principle of cutting, we have seen this one. So speed, feed, and depth of cut, right? So like this, we need to calculate for the lathe. Then coming to be important parameter in lathe in any machining is machining time. So this is also most important thing. So when you're designing anything, so how much time you manufacture the product, after how much time you're ready with your component, that has to know, right? So machining time is very important factor to measure. So machining time very simple. So length, length, what is the length of the piece divided by the feed, whatever the feed rate is there. So feed rate, or how much feed you're giving for unit time. So that will give you the time of machining of particular object. So that is giving, because your feed rate is, you're giving feed per minute. That's why whatever the time is coming in minutes. If feed per second, if you'll give, then you're getting time in seconds also. So this thing. And next important parameter is material removal rate. So how much material you're removing from your piece? That's also one of the important factor. So material removal rate is very simple. Velocity, your cutting velocity into feed. So cutting velocity also in unit time, feed also in unit time, into depth of cut. So normally for other parameters, depth of cut we need to consider as d. But here depth of cut, because one side depth of cut if you're giving, so because your workpiece is continuously rotating, so if you're giving one side depth of cut, so automatically other side of the material is removing because your workpiece is continuously rotating. That's why it's taken as 2 into d. So 2d will give you the actual depth of material which is you are removing. So if you take on the circular object, one side you are removing the depth of cut d, and similarly other side also you are removing depth of cut d. That's why we are taking 2d. So material removal rate can be possible to calculate in lathe is v into f into 2d. This is a simple formula. So these 5 formulas, please everybody note down. This is one of the important formulas may come in your exam. So after this, maybe you can see one problem on this. Everybody please note down this. Don't take screenshot. I will give you time. So you have sufficient time is there. Note down this. If anybody having any question in this, please ask me. So what is feed? Feed idea hai nahi hai? So when you don't know the feed.
No, sir.
Yeah. So fine. So assume these lines are visible, right? This is your workpiece, right? So this is mounted in a check. पूरा machine को draw नहीं कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पर. बस assume it. This is a check. On this your workpiece is fixed like this, right? So in this, what happened? This workpiece is rotating. ठीक है ना? This workpiece is rotating. So at which speed it is rotating is considering as a cutting speed. And here you have a tool. You are introducing tool here, right? You have a tool, right? ठीक है? Is it clear? You are having a tool. So this tool removing the workpiece, removing the material from the workpiece, right? Is it right? So this is rotating. So when this is rotating, whatever the material you're bringing here, whatever the cutting tool you're bringing here, so this is removing. So this much you just see. So whatever things I have drawn, this or a client draw, this much material is removing. As it is moving forward, so this much material is removing. So finally you are going to get this size. So this side and as well as this side also it's working. Right? For removing this one, what need to do? So if your stationary at this coming in the line, please everybody mute yourself. Mute from your side. Shahid, mute. I told you clearly in the class, everybody please mute your microphones. If somebody doing this like this, I will remove them from the classroom. So Shahid, there is no attendance to him today. एक बार बोले तो समझ में नहीं आता क्या आप लोगों को? So right, so whatever the is you're giving, this is nothing but whatever you're giving, this is considering as a depth of cut. That right? So depth of cut, because your penetration of the material, penetration of your cutting tool into the material, then only material is removing. And this workpiece is rotating at this particular point, right? At the axis of the workpiece. So this is when this your work tool is stationary at this particular point, you are removing the material only at this particular position, right? तो इससे ज्यादा मटेरियल रिमूव नहीं कर सकते आप, अगर खाली आपका वर्कपीस अगर स्टेशनरी यहीं रहा तो, आपका टूल यहीं स्टेशनरी रहा तो, बट योर वर्कपीस इज मूविंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन, राइट? So it's moving in this direction. So by manual lathe, normally on center lathe, whatever the lathe is there in your lab, so in that this workpiece, this tool is moving in this direction. So movement of this in this direction is called as a feed. So this is cutting speed, and this direction, whatever the direction it is moving, is calling it as a feed, right? So this is the feed. So this action is called as a feed. So in this, whatever the things are there, revolution, feed per revolution, feed per minute. So in this, every revolution, one revolution, you are moving your cutting, because at this particular position, in entire cross section, entire surface, you have to remove the material, right? So once this revolution is completed, so then your workpiece is moving at this side. So per revolution, one revolution then workpiece is making. So in that, how much your workpiece is moving in this direction is calling it as a feed per revolution. So एक revolution जब workpiece एक बार revolve होता, so how much you are moving your cutting tool this direction is considering as a feed per revolution, right? So like this, at every cutting, every revolution of the so you're moving your cutting tool in this direction. So this, whatever you are moving in this direction, so in one revolution, so at whatever the cutting tool is rotating, for example, this is starting rotation, and when coming back to this initial state, so one complete revolution is there. So in that one complete revolution, so how much this tool is moving in this direction is considering as your feed per revolution. So feed per revolution. So as it's moved, maybe you one revolution, maybe you are moving about half mm. So feed per revolution. And how many revolution this workpiece is making in 1 unit time? Then maybe 1 minute. For example, it's making 30 revolution in 1 minute, right? So 0.5 mm in 1 revolution into 30 revolution per minute means in 1 minute, this tool is moving 30 revolution. So similarly, 13 times this tool is moving in this direction. So 0.5 mm each time. So 0.5 into 30 means something about 15 mm. You are moving in this direction unit time. So this is the speed, nothing but whatever the speed your cutting tool is moving parallel to the axis. So this is called as the feed. And this feed, how much you are moving per unit time, is called as the feed per minute. Feed per revolution, maybe FRF, and feed per revolution multiply with number of revolution per unit time per minute is giving you the feed rate. Rate is nothing but per time. So how much feed you giving in unit time, or nothing but minute here. So feed per minute. So this is N into F. So I hope what a student may have clear his doubt. Only 13 students are there in the class. Only 13. Yeah, so now we can go for I think to still better clarification for you. Maybe we can take up one problem. So in the problem, maybe you can understand still better. So next we can take up a problem, right? So this kind of problem may come in your exam. So a mild steel rod of 38 mm diameter and length 100 mm, machine on lathe. So this workpiece, whatever the workpiece is there. So now here 38 mm diameter and 100 mm workpiece is there. So raw material is available. So this we need to cut into the required shape. So in this, feed given at 0.1 mm per revolution. So feed is given 0.1 mm per revolution. This is feed per revolution it is given, and job rotates at 30 rpm. So whatever the workpiece is there, so that is rotating at 30 revolutions per minute. If final diameter is machined to 35 mm in one pass, calculate cutting speed, feed per minute, depth of cut, material removal rate, and time for machining. So whatever the 5 parameters we previously we've seen, all the parameters they are asking now. So how to calculate? So right, all the things are there. So we having a initial diameter of the workpiece, initial length of the workpiece is there, feed per revolution is given, and number of rotations n is given here. So n is 30, and also final diameter also given. So df is 35 mm, right? I think almost everything is given. So asking about cutting speed, feed, depth of cut, material removal rate, and time for machining. So how to calculate? So I think similar, this kind of question may come for 5 marks or maybe 10 marks. So this question may not come for the 2 marks because number of parameters is asking more. So but this problem is very simple, straightforward question. There is no much complications in this. So as per our standard, whatever we are calculating, first what we need to do, we need to give the given data. So whatever the data is given in the question. So whatever is there is given in the question. So diameter of the job. So diameter of the workpiece is nothing but initial diameter of the workpiece is given 38 mm. So length of the workpiece is given. So nothing but 100 mm is there. Feed per revolution is given. Feed whatever is given in the question, it is a feed per revolution. So 0.1 mm per revolution. That also is given speed. So nothing but number of revolutions the workpiece is making. It's not a cutting speed. It is the number of revolution the workpiece is making is given. So n equal to 30 rpm. And final diameter also, initial diameter is given and final diameter also is given. So final diameter is given as 35 mm. So is it possible to calculate all these parameters? Right? So whatever the problems, whatever the formulas we discussed in previous slide, so from that, if you substitute these values in that, you are going to get. So what is the first question? Cutting speed, right? So what is the formula for cutting speed? So previous slide we have seen n equal to v by pi d. So v is nothing but cutting speed, right? N is number of revolution. So d is diameter. D is nothing but d naught, initial diameter. So now here is asking about v. So n is given, asking about v. So simple, right? So pi d n, you can just substitute in pi d n, you're going to get your value. So pi d naught n by 60, because here whatever the revolutions is there, you're calculating per minute. So it's okay. I think so this is 59.69 mm per minute. It is coming. So is it per minute? No, actually this is wrong. So this is nothing not per, because you're taken divided by 60. So this has to be per second. So this value is per second. Please correct this one. So pi d n by 60. If you not have 60, you directly take only pi d n, then maybe it is in minutes. So please you calculate whether it is 59.69 or maybe it is 1. So check if it is, if divided by 60, if you're given, if it's coming 59.69 means it's per minute only. If this 60 is not done in your calculations means, then it is whatever the value is coming, the value is coming the same, then this is mm per minute. So this is correct. So please remember this formula, pi d n by 60. Then coming to be feed per minute. So B is asking feed per minute. So already feed per second is given. So feed per revolution is given 0.1. The simple feed per minute, if you want to calculate the simple thing. So whatever you need to do, n into f. So number of revolutions, so nothing but in 1 minute, or how many revolutions are making, into feed per revolution. So that will give you. So that will give you the feed per minute. So feed per minute is coming 33 mm per minute. Right? So then coming to be depth of cut. So depth of cut normally per pass it is. It is not for per minute or not for per revolution. Normally depth of cut is used to give in lathe per pass, per single pass. But here in the question itself is asking you it's single pass, right? So one pass only they are asking. So means in one pass depth of cut is same. So depth of cut is nothing but d naught initial diameter minus final diameter divided by 2. So that is 38 minus 35 by 2. So how much is coming? So this value is coming 1.5 mm per pass. So depth of cut is coming 1.5. So for example, the diameter in this initially the initial diameter is 38 mm, right? And final diameter is giving us 35 mm. So if final diameter is not 35 mm, for example, final diameter is given as 30 mm or maybe 32 mm, then your feed may change. Normally feed is constant, but your number of passes may increase. So initial one pass, so 38 mm is converting into 35 mm, and second pass 35 mm is converting into 32 mm. Means you need to have the 2 passes. So not single pass in that. It's not in one pass. That is, you need to make into the two passes. So here depth of cut per pass. So depth of cut is given as initial diameter minus final diameter divided by 2. So depth of cut is always, remember, in terms of radius we need to give. So not in terms of diameter. So radius means always half of the diameter. So then coming to the material removal rate. So material removal rate is very easy. You already know. Speed, feed, depth of cut. That if you multiply, that will give you the your material removal rate. So material removal rate 59.69 and into 3. Material feed rate is 3 per minute. So this is also per minute. This is also per minute, and this is per pass. So 1.5. So because we have seen the formula. So even though depth of cut is we are calculating whatever the depth of cut is there, but actually it has to be twice. So 2 times the 2 sides you are removing the material. So 2 into depth of cut will give you the actual depth of cut, or nothing but actual material removal, right? So initially maybe you have 35 mm, 38 mm. So after that you're removing 3 mm material, you're removing from the periphery. It's not 1.5, even though you're giving depth of cut 1.5, but you are removing the material twice of that one. That's why we are put 2 into 1.5. If you multiply this, so it is coming something about 537.29 mm cube per minute. So please remember, here we are having one correction. So check it. If this correction is per minute, if 60 is considered, then you need to multiply with 60 here. So this is nothing but only for per second. So because everything we are calculating mm cube per minute. So this has to be have in minute only, right? So if you multiply this velocity, cutting speed, so feed and depth of cut, so you are going to get your volume of the material. So material removal rate. So this much material is removing, this much 537.21 mm cube of the material is removing in unit time, that is in 1 minute. So now is coming to be, so how much, what is your time? So time calculation is very simple. So length, what is the length of the workpiece is given 100, right? 100 divided by feed. Feed rate is there here. Here not feed per revolution, it's a feed rate. Whatever the feed rate we are calculated in this second B. So 3 divided by 3 per minute. So L by 3. So 100 divided by 3. So 100 divided by 3 is giving us 33.33 minutes. I think these things are maybe feed is maybe has to be cross checked, right? So 33.33 minute is required for machining of this workpiece. So 100 mm workpiece from 38 mm to 35 mm, it is required 33.33 minutes, right? So in the total machining material removed. So this is material removal rate in D. If one more question also may ask, total material removed from the workpiece. So in that case, in unit time, in 1 minute, you are removing this much material, 537.21. So you need to multiply with this 33.33. Then you are getting total machining, total material removed from the workpiece, right? So this also may come in your exam. So EBIT, so F may ask total material removed from the workpiece. So total material removed is nothing but material removal rate. So material removed in unit time into how much time the machining is done. So please everybody note down this problem. Okay, we can go for next slide. So next slide, because almost your syllabus is your as per the syllabus is completed. So what I will do, I will take up my usual practice, last year questions. So this you need to answer to me now, because these are all things are covered. If anything is missed, maybe I will try to explain, but almost all the things are covered. So first question, this is from last year question paper, 2019, December 2019. So differentiate between capstan and turret lathe, and this is for only 2 marks. It's not for the 5 marks, only 2 marks. So asking question is differentiate between the capstan and turret lathe. This is the most common questions may come in the lathe, even for 2 marks or maybe 5 marks also it may come. So can anybody tell me what is the difference between capstan and turret lathe? Last class only we discussed about this. What is capstan lathe and what is turret lathe?
In the turret lathe, we can perform many operations, sir.
Okay, in capstan lathe, perform many operations, right? Good. What in the turret lathe? It's asking differentiate between the capstan and turret lathe. तो क्या difference है capstan lathe turret lathe से किस तरीके से में अलग है? Last class we discussed, right? Even we discussed few points also. We are having a table last class. So in that table we discussed about some things of capstan lathe and some things of turret lathe. So 2 marks question, so at least 2 differences you need to mention, 2 or 3 differences. So if this kind of questions is coming in the exam, so always better, even if you're for 2 marks or 3 marks, so better to make a table, right? So make a table. So on that, here you can write capstan lathe, right? So here you can write capstan lathe, here you can write the turret lathe. So whatever I mentioned you in the last class. So make a point here. At least 2 are possible, 3 points you can give, because this is for 2 marks question, right? So 3 points, at least 3 points you need to give capstan and turret lathe. So what are the three differences? Similarities are there. So similarity is nothing but this is a multi-tools can be operated at a time in both the lathes, capstan lathe as well as the turret lathe. But what is the differences? He's asking about the differences, not the similarities. क्या difference है capstan lathe में, turret lathe में?
Cutting process usually interchange.
Cutting process usually. Please listen
Interchange.
this is very important, because last year's questions I am discussing. Similar kind of questions may come in your this year also, or maybe some different way. Same question with a different way they may ask you. So tell me, what is the difference between capstan and turret lathe? So last class only we discussed. कभी नहीं, कल नहीं,
Capstan lathe is used for small workpieces, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Turret lathe is used for heavy workpieces and long workpieces.
Yes, exactly. So capstan lathe normally in light in construction, that's why it's using only for light workpieces, small workpieces, not robust or not heavy workpieces. Whereas the turret lathe structure is very heavy, robust structure. That's why we can use for heavy workpieces, big workpieces we can use for the turret lathe. So this is the first difference. And this is the basic difference, major difference between the capstan and turret lathe. So turret lathe is always, remember, yaad rakho, T, turret lathe. So turret lathe matlab it is using for heavy workpieces, and machine is robust in structure. So heavy structure hai. Whereas the capstan lathe normally using for light workpieces, not for the heavy workpieces, light workpieces, and it is structure of the machine also not very heavy. It's very light structure. So light structure इसलिए small workpieces को use कर रहे. Turret lathe heavy structure रहता है इसलिए big workpieces को use कर रहे. दो difference आ गए यहाँ पर. So workpiece machine के बारे में भी explain कर रहे, workpiece के बारे में भी explain कर रहे. Third difference. Any other difference you remember? In turret lathe, I am coming to be turret lathe first. In turret lathe, turret is directly mounted on the tail stacker, nothing but on the bed of the workpiece, on the guide ways. On guide ways directly it is mounted on the turret lathe. Whereas the capstan lathe, there is a secondary bed is there. So auxiliary bed is there. So on the auxiliary bed, you are keeping your capstan turret in capstan lathe. So in capstan lathe, whatever the turret we are keeping in separate bed, not on the same bed. Because it's a light in structure construction. That's why we need to have an auxiliary bed to keep turret, because turret is heavy size and or maybe heavy things. That's why you need to have some auxiliary bed is required. So these are the three basic differences. If any question is coming, so even for 5 marks also 3 and 1 or 2 points, few points you can add it in that. So this is definitely 2 marks or 5 marks, and every year this question is coming. So please, if this kind of anybody is asking any subject is asking about differences or maybe compare or maybe class categorized, that kind of word is coming. So you need to make a table. So one side one and other side other. You need to show. So this is one more question. 5 marks question came in your last year's question paper. So what is an automatic machine? So it's not asking about automatic lathe. It's asking about what is automatic machine. State the factors which affects the classification of automatic machine. So this also yesterday only we discussed. You see, in one class, you're going to get 2 marks from there and 5 marks from here. So almost 7 marks you're going to get only from one class. So एक class भी आप miss करे तो देखो आपको कितना loss होता. 7 mark अगर आप कल last class attend करे आप, same thing if you remember, if you want recollect, so then easily you can score 7 marks. So this question paper is last year's question paper, December 2019. तो वो ए बिट था 2 marks का, पार्ट ए का है, ये पार्ट बी का है क्वेश्चन. So anybody can tell me what is an automated machine? What is an automatic machine? Whether it is automatic lathe or automatic machine, what is an automatic machine?
Automatic machine labor is not required.
No, that is all the secondary. Skillness is not required, process is faster. But automatic machine है क्या? इसको बोलते हैं ऑटोमेटिक मशीन. व्हाट इज एन ऑटोमेटिक मशीन? डेफिनेशन में देखे ना लास्ट क्लास. ऑटोमेटिक मशीन किसको बोलते हैं? ऑटोमेटिक मशीन. तो प्लीज अगेन रिमेंबर, इफ पॉसिबल नोट डाउन. डेफिनेशन नहीं है यहाँ पर, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, लिख लो. सो ऑटोमेटिक मशीन इज अ मशीन which can perform its operation without human interference. Without human's requirement, machine can perform its operation. That is called automatic machine. So बोलते हैं ना अपन ऑटोमेटिक मशीन. ऑटोमेटिक मशीन किसको बोलते हैं? ऑटोमेटिक अपना काम अपन करते चले जाती है. आप जाके कुछ उसको बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस पावर दे दो आप.
We don't need to touch it also, sir.
Just we don't need to touch, just we need to give the power. So you need to set everything initially. पहले आप सेट करना पड़ता सभी को. जैसे tool layout में whatever we discuss in tool layout, so everything you need to decide it. So which tool has to come first, which tool has to come last, everything you need to set on that. So एक बार आप सेट कर दिए, उसके बाद में आप मशीन ऑन कर दो, so it is doing its work in automatically. So that's why it's called as automatic machine, without any human interference. If a machine is performing its operation without human interference, it's called as a automatic machine. तो मशीन स्टार्ट करने से पहले आप बहुत कुछ सेट कर रहे हो उसको, वो अलग बात है. बट एक बार मशीन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, आप उसके बारे में टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट यू लीव इट ऑटोमेटिकली. इट इज डूइंग ड्रिलिंग ऑपरेशन, टर्निंग ऑपरेशन, ऑल दिस ऑपरेशन इट इज परफॉर्मिंग. सो इवन ऑपरेशन होने के बाद इट इज रिमूविंग द वर्क पीस, रिमूविंग द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड देन कीपिंग द अदर वर्क पीस इनटू द चेक, एंड अगेन इट इज कंटिन्यूइंग द ऑपरेशन, राइट? दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑटोमेटिक मशीन. So automatic machine means without any human interference, a machine is performing its operations. So this is there, definition is there in your textbook. Please refer in textbooks. Otherwise you note down my definition, what I am telling to you, and state the factor which is affect the classification of an automatic machine. इसमें explain करो आप. So skillness of the worker is required. So skillness of the worker is not required. So process is very fast. So everything is done automatically. So production rate is increases. So all these things are there. So even they asking about classification of automatic machine. So in classification of automatic
like
machine,
TNC and automatic.
yes. So with last class we discussed 3 different automatic machine. One is semi-automatic machine we discussed. So that also one kind of automatic machine only. But the only thing in that human interference is required initial and end of the process. So initially to load the workpiece, and at the end it has to remove the object, which is almost after machining. That is called as a semi-automatic machine. That also one kind of automatic machine only. Then fully automatic machine are nothing but automatic machine. Even for work loading and work removing, everything is done by machine. So automatic machine are also called as a fully automatic machine. अब वॉशिंग मशीन है ना घर में आप लोगों के, वॉशिंग मशीनों में रहते हैं ना, फुल्ली ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग मशीन, सेमी ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग मशीन. क्या फर्क रहता दोनों में? सुने होंगे ये नाम तो सुने होंगे आप, फुल्ली ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग मशीन.
सर
सुने नहीं सुने? है नहीं ये घरों में, किसी के घरों में मशीन वॉशिंग मशीन है घरों में अपने?
है सर.
है ना? तो ऑटोमेटिक मशीन में सेमी ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग मशीन में क्या फर्क है?
पूरा कपड़े धो के सुखा लेती सर ऑटोमेटिक.
ऑटोमेटिक तो कपड़े धो के सुखा लेती. सेमी ऑटोमेटिक में क्या करती?
आधा ही काम होता, अपने को ज्यादा ऑपरेट करना पड़ता है. मतलब
देखो एक डिफरेंस क्या है सेमी ऑटोमेटिक में ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग मशीन में. ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग में एक बार आप कपड़े डाल के ऑन कर दो, पानी
डाल दिया तो
पानी दे दो, वही पानी ले लेता, सुखा लेता, पूरा करता, राइट? वही सेमी ऑटोमेटिक मशीन कैसा रहता है बोलते, आपका ड्रायर, इसमें वॉशिंग ऑटोमेटिक मशीन में ड्रायर और वॉशिंग दो एक ही उसमें रहता. वॉशिंग हो जाने का ड्राई कर देता, वो कपड़े सुखा भी देता, पानी भी निचड़ देता, सब करता. बट सेमी ऑटोमेटिक में वैसा नहीं रहता. सेमी ऑटोमेटिक दो अलग पार्ट रहते. एक जगह वॉशिंग होता, साफ होने के बाद वॉशिंग हो जाने के बाद वो कपड़ों को निकाल के फिर दूसरे उसमें डालना पड़ता. मतलब मैनुअली आप इसको इधर से निकाल के उधर डालना, मतलब आपका और एक काम लग रहा है वहां पर. तो इसलिए उसको फुल्ली नहीं बोल रहे, उसको सेमी ऑटोमेटिक बोलते हैं उसको, क्योंकि वो कपड़े धो लेता पूरा. मशीन ओनली इज क्लीनिंग ऑल द क्लॉथ्स, बट इट हैज टू शिफ्ट फ्रॉम मशीन वॉशिंग मशीन टू ड्रायर. So that's why it's called as a semi-automatic machine. Similarly, in our semi-automatic lathe also same thing. आप पहले वर्कपीस लगाना पड़ता है, उसमें लगाने का पूरा मशीनिंग वही कर दे रहा, मशीनिंग पूरा कर दे रहा. ऑटो में आपका बोल्ट है जो भी प्रोडक्ट रेडी हो गया, रेडी होने के बाद आपको निकालना पड़ता. तो लगाना निकालना आप लोग मतलब ऑपरेटर को करना है, बाकी का पूरा काम मशीन कर रहा. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड एज अ सेमी-ऑटोमेटिक मशीन. लगाने निकालने का एक आदमी चाहिए. वेरी फुल ऑटोमेटिक मशीन में क्या रहता है, लगाने निकालने की भी मशीन की आदमी की जरूरत नहीं है. लगाना निकालना एवरीथिंग इज डन बाय लेथ ओनली. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड एज अ फुल्ली ऑटोमेटिक मशीन. And third classification is CNC machine. So this, whatever the feed, depth of cut, whatever the things we are giving in automatic machine, even these things is given through computer, is called as a CNC machine, computer numerical control machine. So CNC machine also automatic machine only. Automatic machine plus it is controlled by computer. So आपको कुछ factors आप machine से machine में आके feed करने की जरूरत नहीं है. एक बार कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम बना दिया आप घर में बैठ के या कहीं भी बैठ के सिस्टम पे कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम बना दिए, वो कंप्यूटर पे प्रोग्राम को पेन ड्राइव में लेके आके फीड कर दो मशीन में, तो ऑटोमेटिकली विल टेक एवरीथिंग. So even simpler, even CNC machine is simpler, even simpler than your automatic machine, right? So this is the one question has come in last years. आपके जो seniors लिखे थे उन लोगों के क्वेश्चन आया था. And one more question, briefly discuss about different types of taper turning method with sketches. So ये हम last उससे पहले classes में discuss कर रहे थे. Different types of different operations on lathe. In that one of the operation is plane turning. One more operation is taper turning. So taper turning, we discuss 4 different types of taper turning process. We discussed it. So what are the 4 different types of taper turning process? Anybody can remember? Please tell me. 4 different types of taper turning processes we discussed last class, before that class. So what are they? याद है आप लोगों को? So first one is swiveling of your tool post. Swiveling of tool posts we have seen. So in that we used to have some formula also, how much angle you need to swivel. So how much angle you need to rotate your tool post. That is given by D naught minus D naught minus D naught minus DI, or nothing but bigger diameter minus smaller diameter divided by 2L.
D2 by 2L.
2L, right? This, as per this formula, you need to swivel your tool post. That is the one of the method of taper turning, swiveling of tool post. उसके अंदर फिगर आप ड्रा करके, because it's asking about sketches also, so you need to show that the picture, maybe taper turning, taper image you can show, bigger diameter one side, smaller diameter one side you can show, right? So that is one method. You can explain it how you are doing. And second is taper turning attachment. Separate attachment is required. A bracket you need to add it, on that you need to mount your tool. So this tool is following that path of the bracket, right? So taper turning attachment, second method. Third method is a farm tool. So whatever the taper you're cutting, same kind of taper is there on your cutting tool. So if that tool, if you're cutting with that, so whatever your taper angle is there on the cutting tool, the same taper angle is transferring on the workpiece. So that is the third method. And fourth method, I told you, the skillness of the operator. So simultaneously controlling feed and depth of cut. So fourth method. So fourth method is normally very rare cases we are using, because in fourth method normally skillness of operator is very important. If operator is our experienced operator, he's a very skilled operator, then simultaneously he's control feed and depth of cut, and easily he can make the taper. So these are the four different processes of making a taper on a cylindrical workpiece. So please refer back to my videos if you cannot remember. Refer back to my class notes first. If your class notes अगर है तो class notes refer करो. Class notes नहीं है तो maybe if you want you can refer my previous videos. So you see, if this kind of question is coming, if you don't know, you're not able to answer. So similar kind of question may come this year also. So this is the before the 2018 का question है ये. So इसमें A section में एक भी question आया lathe में. So B section में directly they asked. So even the same question, 2 parts is from the lathe only. So describe the turning process in lathe. So lathe में turning कैसा करते, right? So basic process, the mechanism of turning we discussed. So what is the basic lathe? Lathe are nothing but turning, removing the material from a rotating workpiece by a stationary tool. That is called lathe. So those things you need to describe here. So you need to make a image. एक photo भी उतारे तो. So describe the turning process. Maybe if you want, you can show with the image. So where I told you in machining, in this subject, wherever possible, you need to draw an image, and with that you can explain. So maybe you can explain. Maybe if you go back to my previous class, so maybe you can see in your work, in your class notes, or maybe in your slides. So this is a rotating workpiece, right? So the workpiece is rotating and tool is stationary. So like this you can show. So you just show this direction. So this is depth of cut, and this is the feed. So this is cutting speed. So this is the cutting speed, feed, depth of cut. This diagram you have to show it when you're asking about describe the turning process, right? Because this is a 5-mark question. 5 mark का क्वेश्चन है ये. 5 mark का क्वेश्चन खाली अगर 2 mark का क्वेश्चन है तो maybe you can write the definition and leave it. 2-3 sentences you can write and leave it. But it is a 5-mark question. Possibly you need to show this diagram. So this is the workpiece. So maybe you can show it. This is the workpiece and this is the tool. And you can explain. So whatever the mechanism of cutting, mechanism of turning, whatever we have discussed, mechanism of lathe machine, that maybe you can explain it here. Are you remember or not what I am telling to you? ये क्वेश्चंस पढ़े नहीं पढ़े अपन डिस्कस करें ना करे क्लास में
Yes, sir.
सो प्लीज रिकलेक्ट और एक्टिव रहिए क्लास में जब बोल रहे हैं तो सुनिए कुछ डाउट है तो पूछिए आई ट्राई टू क्लैरिफाई योर डाउट्स सो एक्सप्लेन द वर्किंग ऑफ मल्टी स्पिंडल लेथ एंड इट्स एप्लीकेशंस तो मल्टी स्पिंडल लेथ लास्ट क्लास डिस्कस करे थे मल्टी स्पिंडल लेथ इज कमिंग इन ऑटोमेटिक लेथ right so go back in last class maybe you can see there is I shown you the different tools so maybe we shown it like this maybe different spindles are there these are the spindles right so these are the different spindles are there and here maybe you having some cutting tool setup is there right so these are the spindles I shown you maybe you can refer it in last class your class notes so these are the multi spindle right so multiple workpieces are there and here you having a cutting tool so here one cutting tool and here one cutting tool because you have both sides you having a cutting tool right so this we discussed last class please refer your last class notes so working of the multi spindle so you having this is a headstock in headstock having multiple spindles I told you last class so here spindle is not single spindle it having for example if you see here 4 spindles are there so 4 spindles containing of 4 different checks are there 4 checks are there so each checks having workpiece so each checks is consisting of a workpiece and each workpiece is having a cutting tools so different set of cutting tools are there or maybe similar set of cutting tools whatever you want simultaneously you are making 4 different objects or maybe 4 same objects which is not possible in the single spindle lathe right these things were discussed in the last class so देखो last class में इसमें भी एक क्वेश्चन था मतलब last class is very important whatever we were discussing in the last class please go back refer your class notes if not class notes refer your videos whatever is available so यहाँ से ये क्वेश्चन लास्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करें ये क्वेश्चन लास्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करें ये क्वेश्चन भी लास्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करें सो जस्ट वन क्लास एक क्लास में गए तो देखो आप यहाँ से 7 मार्क मिस हो रहे हैं आपको यहाँ से 5 मार्क चले गए अगर अटेंड करे तो आप ये आंसर लिख सकते so this is also last year's only so this is second question this is the third question ये क्वेश्चन करना है या फिर ये क्वेश्चन करना है ये तो आप लोगों को मालूम है तो डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन द कैप्सन एंड टरेट देखो फिर 2019 में पूछा है 2 मार्क को पूछा 2018 में 5 मार्क को पूछ रहा है कैप्सन एंड टरेट लेथ so please see difference in capstan between capstan and turret leaf that much important so here whatever the 3 points we have written in addition to that you need to write few more points in this refer your textbook as well as refer your class notes so what are the different attachment used in the lathe machine so before this class last class na usse pehle class discuss kare the different kind of attachments forja check is one kind of attachment your center is one type of attachment in attachment we having 2 different types of attachment work holding devices as well as tool holding devices work holding devices we discuss about different kind of checks different collector also we discuss face plates right so all these things you need to discuss explain about each and everything so 5 marks are there at least take 5 different attachments and explain them at least 2 to 3 sentences और if possible you need to make a picture also क्योंकि 5 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है और एक छोटा रफ पिक्चर कुछ डाल सके तो एक रफ पिक्चर डालो रफ पिक्चर है ना बट नीट है ना so like that if you explain it you'll get it full marks 5 out of 5 marks you can get it so please prepare well you can refer your these questions are there in 2018 these questions are there from 2019 तो यहाँ पर आपको क्योंकि यहाँ पर फर्स्ट इससे पहले का जो हुआ था मेटल कटिंग उसमें से एक क्वेश्चन था इसमें लेथ में से एक क्वेश्चन था सिमिलरली यहाँ से एक क्वेश्चन है मेटल कटिंग में से एक क्वेश्चन था 2019 में whereas in 2018 so there is no question in metal cutting from in part B but in part A you having 2 questions both are from metal cutting only so यहाँ से आप 10 मार्क आ रहे हैं लेथ में से ये यहाँ पर आपको तकरीबन 7 मार्क आए
What is different attachment?
please be careful from this
Sir,
yeah
different attachment, sir. Can you explain one more time?
yes I'm not getting your voice there is only 1 minute is left out in the class so anybody having any doubt please go back to your class notes go back to your videos even today's if you have any confusion go back to the video listen it if any doubt please ask me in the next class so just 1 minute in 1 minute your class is going to end